Welcome to the West Central Arkansas Workforce Presentation of Interview Basics. Today we will be preparing for the interview. We will be reviewing questions to answer, ask and avoid, and what to do after the interview. The interview is the most important step in obtaining a job you want. Think of the interview as a two-way street. The employer wants to find out about you, but it's also a chance for you to find out something about the employer. It's a conversation, not an interrogation. You have the opportunity to sell your skills and abilities and set the tone of the interview, so remember to stay positive, confident, and polite. The interview is your true first impression with the employer, so remember that your attire, personality, and the manner in which you present yourself could all be keys to your success. Preparation is essential to having a successful interview. Too many people go to an interview unprepared. Those who do prepare set themselves apart from the competition. You may be asked what you know about the company. Here are some questions to help you get ready. Are there challenges and/or changes coming to the industry? How large is the company? How old is the company? What does the company do? What do you know about the position you are applying for? Knowing these answers can help you determine if the company is someone you want to work for. If you are offered the position. If you are unsure about where to go to find these answers, there are many options open to finding the information. The best sources for the information about the company is actually from the company themselves. Use the internet to review the company website and read over any press releases they have available. You can also use LinkedIn to search for current employees or the person conducting your interview. Look in the local newspapers for articles about the company that happened recently. Look over the job posting and see if they mention more about the company. If it happens to be a locally owned company that does not have a website, then many times the local workforce center will have information they can share. Or talk with friends who may know something about the company. The more you know about a company and the work you want to do, the more you will impress the employer with the fact that you have taken the time to learn about the company and consider it a place you would like to work. The attitude you display during the interview will be as important as all the information you present during each interview. Smile and be friendly. Never go in with personal frustrations or agitations. Breathe, take a full deep breath to help you relax and feel more at ease. Give the interviewer the respect and attention their position deserves. They may not be your supervisor, but if you hope to be hired, treat them as if they were. Exhibit a desire to do the job well. You'll be more in both the interview and your career if you display a willingness to take direction, to learn and to grow within the position. Keep personal problems out of the interview. If you don't, you may cast doubts on your ability to focus your full attention on the job. Finally, thank the interviewer for their time. This final thank you is a chance to reinforce your desire to work for them and to leave them on a positive note. Your qualifications and resume have only gotten you to the interview. It's your attitude, personality, and your ability to describe your skills which will get you the job. Take time to make a list of skills and abilities that you feel you have and which ones are your strengths and weaknesses. Review your past work history, your resume, and think on different events with past employers that exemplify your skills and abilities that you are wanting to discuss. Preparing this information can greatly help you with answering many of the employer's questions.
There are certain behaviors which can add or subtract from your interview. The following are some suggestions that can help increase the effectiveness of an interview and could lead to a better chance of a job offer. Make sure your appearance matches the work environment. Unfortunately, this is one of the times that book is judged by the cover. You've already made an impression before even opening your mouth. Remember, you should be dressed to impress, however, it should be at a level appropriate for the workplace. A good rule of thumb is to be dressed like it is your first day of work or one step above. A t-shirt and jeans are never appropriate for a job interview. If you must wear jeans, wear a polo or button-down shirt. on time. Arriving a few minutes early is fine, but arriving late can cost you a position immediately. If you must be late, contact the employer as soon as you know you are going to be late. Use a strong, firm handshake. This suggests to the interviewer that you possess self-confidence. Sit across from the interviewer. Always wait to be offered a chance to sit down, and always wait to sit until the interviewer sits. When there are multiple chairs in the room, choose the one across from the interviewer. Maintain eye contact. When there is more than one interviewer, always look at the one asking the questions, and divide your attention amongst all the interviewers. Maintain good body postures, sit straight and pay attention to your nervous mannerisms. Good posture projects self-confidence and energy. Be honest. Don't try to mislead the interviewer by overstating your qualifications or understating your abilities. Don't try to be someone you are not. Most questions the employer will ask about past employment. They will already know the answer. Be optimistic. If you think you have no chance of getting the job, that attitude comes across to the interviewer. Focus on doing well at the interview, and focus on them offering you the job. Knowing you are the right person can be projected to the interviewer. Answer all questions fully. Avoid replying with "I don't know," since you do know about your work history and your abilities. If you need more time to answer a question, ask them to restate the question. Just be careful not to do it on every question. We've talked about all the things you should do, so let's talk about what you should not do. While it's important to be yourself, it's equally not to annoy the interviewer with distracting physical or verbal mannerisms. The following are some suggestions on avoiding common errors which reduce the effectiveness of your job interview. Don't chew gum or smoke immediately prior to the interview. Doing so may suggest you do not know how to behave in a business setting, or the person doing the interview may be allergic to cigarette smoke. Don't distract the interviewer with excessive jewelry, makeup, or cologne. You want the interviewer to remember you because of your skills, abilities, and personality, not because of your looks or dress. Don't bring friends, family, or children to the interview. Your social or home life belongs outside the employment setting. Don't ramble. Give answers that are brief, yet provide all the necessary information. Don't state that you are nervous. Stating you are nervous draws attention to any nervous tics you may have. Don't set items on the interviewer's desk. Remember, you are at another person's place of business and their domain setting. Items on their desk shows a lack of respect and can hinder your chances. Don't arrive too early. Arriving more than 10 minutes prior to your appointment can be stressing to the interviewer and put a time crunch on other appointments they had prior. Employers recognize the importance of the interviewing process and will be prepared for their interview with you. The initial interview will be the most difficult and will likely make you the most anxious. All interviews are a screening process. Employers want to find the candidate that best matches their company culture, vision, and makes the best fit in the quickest amount of time as possible. There will certain questions asked during any interview regardless of the position. Knowing these questions and being prepared on how to answer them can help you show your best. Answer questions briefly, honestly, and focus on your skills, abilities, and attributes that make you an excellent choice. This is your chance to brag on your past successes and your prominent skills. These questions are: tell me about yourself. This is one of the most popular questions by interviewers. This question should be answered with information about your work experience, skills, and attributes that would allow you to fill their vacancy. They're looking for your accomplishments they did not read in your resume. What is special about you? Stay away from personal information such as your family size, your marital status, and other personal factors. You're only opening the door for the employer to ask questions they are not supposed to ask. How does your background fit this position? This is your chance to bring out those points in your employment history which demonstrate your ability to do the job. If your education or military experience is relevant, be sure to mention it. Tell me about your last supervisor or people you worked with. The interviewer is actually asking how well did you get along with your last supervisor or coworkers. Be honest, but do not state negative personal opinions. State the good aspects of your previous supervisor or coworkers. Why are you leaving your current job, or why did you leave your previous employer? Do not blame others for past difficulties. Do not put personal opinions into the answer. State the facts and be as positive as possible about the previous employer or current employer. Tell me about a time. Many questions that start like this are called behavioral interviewing questions. These questions are attempting to pull specific instances out of your work history to mention key skills and attributes that you have or do not have. The best way to answer any question like this is to do 3 things. 1. State the problem or instance. 2. State how you solved it, and 3. State the final outcome. What do you know about this job/company? Employers want to see initiative in their employees. Show this by knowing information about the company prior to the interview. Why do you want this job? Personal reasons such money, financial burdens, my parents want me to get it, etc., and I don't know. Do not make a favorable impression. Know why you would want to work for this company, and know why you want this particular position. Is it because the company does volunteer work for the community? Is it because the position or some of the duties are ones you could be proficient in? If so, let the employer know. Did your responsibilities change in your last job? The employer wants to know if you are someone whose work habits and work style will make their job easier. If you had duties added or changed due to promotions or due to being proficient. This is your chance to let the employer know. What are your strengths? This question should be answered by remembering, what did coworkers always come to you for? If you were known for being the expert at welding a specific material, if you were always approached for your IT skills, or if you were always asked to handle and defuse stressful situations, tell them. What are your weaknesses? Be honest, do not turn a strength into a weakness. Being too organized isn't a weakness, and interviewers look for these easy answers. State a true weakness, and tell them how you're working to overcome that weakness. Let's say your weakness is remembering. Let them know how you are setting reminders on your phone, or your Outlook calendar, or with a notepad. When the employer asks, "Do you have any questions for me?" you should always answer yes. Prepare a list of questions prior to the interview. This also shows the employer that you are prepared. During the interview, if they address some of the questions you've written down, mark them out. Don't ask questions about information the employer has already given you. This can show that you didn't pay attention during the interview and didn't value their information. Some samples of questions you could ask are: why is the job open? This can tell you if they have had troubles with maintaining employees, or in your position is a new position. When do you plan to make a decision? This question allows you to know how long to wait before finding out if you were selected. How long have you been with the company? This is more of a specific question about the history of the interviewer. It will spark their interest. What do you like about this company? This is more of a personal opinion question. These types of questions allow the employer to answer something that maybe they have never had asked before. Pay attention to the answer. This could help you in deciding if you want to work for this employer. How would you like me to follow up? This is always one that should be asked. Knowing this can help the interviewer as well as you, so that you're not bothering or interfering with the interviewer's daily tasks. The type of questions you ask a prospective employer will give an indication of the type of employee you are likely to be. There are some questions you should avoid asking during an initial interview. Avoid questions that say "what's in it for me?" Questions that are asking about pay, benefits, vacation time, discounts, promotions, and tardy policies should all be left for a follow-up interview or after the job offer has been made. You should always keep in the front of your mind that you are asking someone to give you their money. Would you be willing to give your money to someone you felt was not going to give you what you paid for? Many of these types of questions tend to give that impression to the employer, so it is best to avoid any such questions until a second interview or a job offer is made. After the interview, it is time to reflect on the interview and think about your answers. Did you state everything the way you wanted to? Evaluate how you felt the interview went and what you could do in future interviews to make them better if needed. Are there any questions thinking back that you wish you would have asked? If so, write them down to remember for the second interview or if a job is offered. Follow up with a letter or email. You should always send a follow-up thank you letter to the employers either by email or regular mail. This will make you stand out from the crowd even more, and typically those that send a thank you follow-up letter get a second interview or a job offer. Use the letter to restate how much you appreciated their time and how much you look forward to working for their company. Do not sit around waiting for a particular job. No matter how much the interviewer liked you, how much you want it, or how sure you were the one who will get it. Job hunting is an ongoing process. Once one interview is over, it's time to begin working and preparing for your next one. This concludes the presentation of Interview Basics. Thank you all for joining today. West Central Workforce Development Area and the Arkansas Workforce Center is available to help you with your employment needs. Explore our website to find out more about our many resources and programs.